everyone, this is On the Rise, and we're here once again coming to you from our respective homes and our respective cities in quarantine, unfortunately. But this is the way things are being done these days, so why should we be any different? I am your host, Mike Feinberg, and with me as always is Armando Gonzalez and Gerardo Ramos. How you guys doing today?
All right.
Excellent, man. I'm here in my little bubble, man.
That's perfect. Today our guest is going to be Jimmy Washington. Now, Jimmy has fought with us at RIZE previously, and how you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. The quarantine's killing the mood, but besides that, everything's all right.
Okay, good stuff. As I mentioned, Jimmy fought with us for RIZE. It was RIZE's inaugural fight card, and that was back in September of last year. And he got a pretty quick knockout there. We can show some footage of that in just a second. So, Jimmy, your debut, it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I know. It was insane. It was pretty quick, and I don't know. I want to get like one more time at least.
And there it was, and that was it. So you haven't clocked a lot of time yet in MMA, but that was a kickboxing inaugural fight. This time around, when you fight with us again, it's going to be MMA strictly, right?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously you have some great kicking ability. I mean, you got your leg way up there. I mean, that was a beautiful knockout kick.
Like that Playa Mantis kick.
Very, very insane. It was very insane.
So let me ask you a little bit about your fight background. How did you come to be a fighter, and what kind of experience you have leading up to now?
Growing up, I ended up getting bullied at a young age, and my mom put me through karate. But something happened to my karate teacher, and I only did like about two, 3 months of karate. And after that, I don't know, I just kind of tried to keep it around my life, because like fighting and whatnot, it's kind of like it builds your character. And long story short, yeah, sorry, people coming in right now, I apologize. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, leading up to meeting, I met Hector Lombard coming up. Hector was glad enough to bring me under his wing a little bit, taught me a few stuff. I was at his gym, the Lombard gym, and later on got connected with Navone and started from there. And ever since then, I don't know, I kind of had an itch for fighting.
All right. Well, it sounds like you enjoy it. So what do you normally do to keep yourself in shape and for your training?
Training-wise, I do like countless runs through the day. I also work. So me training and working at the same time, kind of have to just adjust. But I try to at least do like 2 miles at least in a day. I do a few push-ups here and there, whatnot. If I can find an open gym where I can walk in and they allow me to train for a little bit, I do that also. Been working on my ground game a lot. Yeah, I just been trying to just keep afloat. Haven't just been at one gym strictly yet, but I don't know. I'm just weighing out my options and seeing what path is the right path, because I kind of see it's like a lot of paths in this organization and business wise.
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
As far as, what do you think about what's going on with the coronavirus right now?
With the coronavirus, it's very surprising, but like for it to be in the US is very surprising, but I don't know, everybody's not clean, so it's easy for it to spread. I wouldn't imagine that in my generation that it would happen, like losing jobs and whatnot. It's not cool, but yeah, I just hope everybody just stay healthy, family's okay, and not too many, deaths come through, because it's a lot. But they're doing better now, so that's a positive.
No, it's absolutely for sure. Now, how is this affecting your training and your workouts?
Staying at home. It's not too much to affect. I'll say a little less cardio, but at least I get to work out in the house. If I wanted to, I can go run, but you will be surprised how many people are outside running right now.
I know. I was having that conversation with Gerardo the other day, up and down, like one of my roads down here, man. There's so many people. Yeah, I think you can catch corona from just running on the street.
Yeah,
they're so close to you, you don't even know which way to run.
And not many cars on the street, but it's a lot of people right now. a lot of people.
Yeah, it's really
But
something.
it's good.
So, I know that we were planning on having you on an upcoming card here with RIZE, and obviously the dates are a lot of whack right now, and it's out of our control. But I know
Yeah.
Armando was working tirelessly to try to make sure he gets some backup dates in place just to be sure that we do have a time and a place for when it all does clear up and we're good to go once again. But in the meanwhile, so we've been doing the show and we've been getting some of the fighters on there that should be on the upcoming cards and just getting to know them a little bit better. We figured, why not now? This is a good time as any for everybody to
Yeah.
kind of sit home and get to know about who we are and what we do and about fighters. So tell us, Jimmy, a little bit about your background as far as, I know you talked about fight background, but, where are you from? Where were you born? Where do you live now? What do you do when you're not training?
Follow you. I'm from Houston, Texas. I was born in Dallas. At age 3, I moved to Houston just to get away from the environment in Dallas. My mom remarried and whatnot, so Houston was like home. Got a lot of friends and family down there. About me, I played football. Sports was my main sport. Played basketball here and there. And what was the other question you asked?
Well, I was just asking, what do you do outside of training? When you're not training?
I take pictures. I'm small photographer. I try to make money off of it a little bit, but
Yeah, that's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 cameras right here. I don't know. I just keep my hands make videos here and there. Just keep my hands busy with something, as long as it's art related. Anything art, martial arts, cameras, art, pictures, all that. It's pretty cool.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have Gerardo talk to you in just a little bit. I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions before I send him over to you. But I know he's got a lot to talk about on that subject, so we might be able to learn quite a bit tonight with our man over here. He's the best in the business.
Yeah, I know. I see.
Appreciate that.
No.
Appreciate that.
So, but while I still have you, before I turn you over, just kind of going back to, you just mentioned football. So you've been in contact sports for quite some time. So I guess that's a passion for you. It seems like you're comfortable in that field. As far as your kickboxing and MMA routine now, where do you feel like your strengths lie, and where do you feel you can find some more improvement?
I'll say my strengths lie in football. It's never focused on one person. It's focused on a whole team, a team process. Now, fighting, you do have your team, but once you step in the cage, it'll be you. You have your team behind you, but you're in the cage. I feel like my strong suit is under pressure. I don't feel like I will freeze. In the big crowd, I won't freeze. It wouldn't really bother me some, but yeah, it's just, I feel like I'll be very comfortable. Like when I got in the cage for the first time, I was very, very comfortable. And leading to the fight, I don't know, I was very nervous because it was my first fight. But at the same time, it wasn't nervous that was like in the back of my head. I wasn't nervous once I started walking out. But weakness-wise, I would have to say the 9 to 5. If I could train 24 hours, I really feel like I can reach the next level. I'm very dedicated and whatnot to what I do when I'm in it. And if I have the right people around me, I can really execute very well. But having to work a job and like weigh bills and all
balance
that.
Life.
The balance of life.
Adulting.
Yeah, the adulting part. It's like, it's very scary. But once you're in it, you just commit to it. And then you have to find out what's priority and what's not. But if I could train 24 hours, I believe I could. I believe I can surprise myself in a lot of ways and surprise a lot of people in a lot of ways. And I feel like I'll be very entertaining to watch if I had that ability to train 24 hours. That's my only weakness. Nothing else. Ground game I can work on, but if I had the time to train like that, it will be mastered. It will be mastered.
Well, it sounds like you're a very intelligent guy, and that's the first thing that's important in this game, as far as I'm concerned, is you have to be a couple steps ahead of your opponent. And as long as you get in their head and know exactly what they're about to do, I mean, you got that upper hand, and you're going to be a strong fighter.
Thank you so much.
So we talked about strengths. Let's talk a little about comfort. I mean, are you more comfortable standing and striking? I mean, is kickboxing more your forte, or do you think you've got a good grappling skill?
I'll say my strong suit will be standing. My standing game is pretty. I'll say it's pretty nice. I will never say it's like the best or whatnot. It always have improvements, and always have my weaknesses withstanding. But I believe out of anybody that I stand in front of, I believe I can outstrike them. As long as I have the right training to, like, as long as if I can get the read of them in like 30 seconds, I'll be okay. Now my ground game, I don't know. I wish I would have did wrestling in high school. That's one thing I feel like I really missed out on. Now that I'm like rolling on the mats and stuff like that, and I'm just like, wow, I could have did this in high school and been pretty good at my size. And usually when I'm on the ground, most gyms have guys who's bigger than me and like too small. So I'll usually go with the guy bigger. And I do pretty good, but at the same time, they're huge guys. If you don't know more than them, then their weight like overcomes it. But I'll be pretty confident on my feet than on the ground.
Okay. Jimmy, how old are you now?
24.
Okay. All right. Just a young guy, just getting it going.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Still young, man. Got a long road ahead of you.
I want to speed it up a little bit. But patience is key. Patience is key.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, I mean, who would you say, I'm assuming you're an MMA fan as well as a fighter. So who would you say is your favorite fighter out there?
All right. It's cliche, and it's probably everybody always say it, but Israel Adesanya, the best. But if I have to pick somebody before him, I will Anderson Silva. Like, it's just it's the length and the reach.
I think we were all thinking you were going to say John Jones.
John Jones? I like John Jones. I do like him a lot. He's not smart, but he can't. Nobody will beat him.
Not smart.
I don't see him losing anytime soon. I'll say that.
Yeah. How about that news that just hit the social media with him getting arrested?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not smart. I really hate that. Like, he should know that he already has a chip on his shoulder. Like, yeah, you're a champ. You can do what you want, but you still got to set the examples. And just with that, he's not setting a good example with getting arrested. And as a champ, like, yeah, we're in a coronavirus, so he got a little break, maybe. But it's just
yeah.
It's like you just have to be ready at all times. And him going to jail is just not a good look. And I'm pretty sure he's pretty disappointed in himself with that. But it's just like now how the internet works is crazy. Yeah. Like, people take the coronavirus.
Can't get away from anything.
Yeah, you can't run nothing. You can't outrun nothing with the social media. And you say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit. And you can't do nothing about it because you don't know who's hitting you. That's the worst fight. The social media. It's the worst fight ever.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
So now, Jimmy, obviously we just mentioned you're a young guy. It's still a little bit of a late start, as far as amateur MMA is concerned. So are you looking to fast track, try to get through a few amateur fights and jump into the pros, or is that not even your aspiration?
I mean, if I can jump, let me see. I want to be smart when I say this. I want to, if I'm able to do the right training and find the right course to where I can fight at least within a year. If I can fight 5 times, even like if I'll fight 8 times within a year. If I can fight 8 times within a year, I'll do it. But at the same time, I only had that one fight for that short amount of time, and I didn't get much pain inflicted on me to where I had to recover and do the proper steps into going into another fight. But from how it ended the last time, I'll say if I could fight 8 fights within a year, and possibly in that next year coming, go pro, I will do it. Only thing limiting me is job, and it's crazy. It's something so small, and you can just be like, forget the job, but at the same time, you can't say forget the job because it pays.
Yeah, it's hard.
But honestly, yes, if I could fast track it, I would. But a lot of people would say it's not smart. And I had my previous coach Navone. He was I'll say he trusted my best interests and whatnot. And so he would be like, he wouldn't want me to rush it. He would want me to take my time with it. Much respected. But at the same time, like, is some people, like if they can make it in a certain situation, they would want to go for it and like nosedive into it. And hopefully it makes them a better life to where they don't have to worry about a job. They can worry about sponsors and branding something, or at least showing people like where they came from. Dallas, Texas, I came from Oak Cliff. It's a very bad area in Dallas, very bad. But if you can inspire people to do better in life, why not jump into something like nose first? But I don't know. Hopefully I can speed the process up. We'll see how it go after the virus goes away.
Yeah. Again, it seems like, you're thinking ahead and being those couple of steps ahead, just like in a fight. So that's a good way to go, kind of thinking about the outs and the possibilities and being, doing it the right way. And I know Armando's a big believer in making sure you do it right and not ever, rush into something if you feel you're not ready. And I know he's going to talk about that a little bit too, because I know he definitely wants to mention that, especially to a younger fighter like you just getting going. But what I want to do is I want to turn you over to Gerardo, because I know he did have a couple of questions, and I'm sure he could talk a lot about the photography side of things. It's a subject he loves. So Gerardo, if you have some questions.
What's up, Jimmy?
Yo, Gerardo.
Hey, man, good to see you, man. I was looking over your highlights. I was like, dang, man, we got to get that guy back in the cage.
I know.
Yeah, man. Yo, you had a lot of fan support there too. So I bet you that calmed your nerves getting a little bit like getting into the cage.
It did, because before the fight, I would say I had friends that was like, they would, oh, Jimmy, where you going? Oh, I'm going to the gym to hit the bag. Just going to a random gym to hit a bag. And they would always come and like, dang, you need to fight somebody. We want to see it. So I already had that. Like, I had friends behind me, and I had a lovely girlfriend behind me. I was scared that she wasn't accepting of it first, but I let her come to a few spars, and she's seen how I did. And like after knowing that she was okay with it, going in the cage was just like, let's go. Like it was it just felt good.
Was it what you expected when you went to the cage? Because I mean, that was your first time going in. And what did you think?
It was not what I expected. I walked in, and it was just like, it was two people, the commentator, the ref, and I'm just like, man, I'm really about to do this right now. And and I was like, I can hear the people, but like, it was so many people there, you couldn't tell exactly. I knew where my group was, but it was just so many people, and like all you could focus on is the next person. But like a football arena is so huge, but like that fighting cage, it was so small, but it felt bigger than a football arena. Like I was just like I just kept my eyes on the prize. But besides that, like, thank God I had like friends, because it kind of gave me that yeah.
Goes to show. I'm sorry not to cut you off, Gerardo, but what do you think about these guys in the UFC fighting with no fans, man?
I would really like to see how that goes. You're gonna hear everything, every hit. You like Conor McGregor. They're on the ground, and like you can't hear it, but you see they're talking to each other. Like they're on the ground talking. And when I see that, I'm just like, what could they be saying right now? Like I would like to see that. I would want to know I want to hear what they're talking about, but from like, you know how leg kicks, you hear everything. So it'll be a different sound. And I believe they should not fight without fans, because I feel like it'll make the sport seem a little bit harsher with just silence. Is because you will hear everything. It's a different sound. Like you'll be, ooh.
That's interesting stuff, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you said you were in Houston for a while. What part of Houston?
Cypress, Texas. My apologies. Cypress, Texas, and my grandma grew up in Acres Home.
Okay, I spent some time in Houston. Actually, my daughter was born in Houston too, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Small world, man. And you like photography too, man. We should link up. If you ever have any questions, man, make sure to hit me up. I'll help you out.
A trunk load of pictures if you'd like to check out.
I'd love to see them.
They're pretty nice. And I have a handful of models if you need models. I see y'all be putting up the models. I got the hookup now.
Yo, I'm down whenever to take pictures of models.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, but once again, it was good seeing you, man. I can't wait to see you back into the cage and get some good photos of you again, man.
I know.
But I'll pass it back to Mike for now, man.
Okay.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right,
good stuff.
Jimmy. Good stuff, Jimmy. I liked hearing about all that. And definitely, I thought Gerardo was gonna go more into the photography stuff, but I guess we'll get him going on that, and I won't stop. I'm sure
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what
It's
it is.
true.
We'll be
It's
here
true.
till
We only
midnight.
have a certain amount of time, you know what I'm saying?
True.
That's
Yeah.
right. But
The only thing that I have actually, just one question, dude. Dallas or Texans?
Cowboys.
You
I'm a-
answered that right.
Dave,
You made it to
back
my
when they
good.
had,
You made it back into the good section of my book over there.
yeah, Dave Carr, he made me leave Texas, man.
Really?
He was horrible to me. Oh my God. They had some
Yeah.
opportunities, but he folded. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
man,
what-
but Houstonians, man, they're really into their football, though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
die hard.
But
It's
they
crazy.
just messed up. They just messed up again. They gave away Hopkins.
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody mad.
I mean, we could sit here and talk football for days, man. But when you met Hector, just a quick little question, bringing you back. I mean, when you met Hector and you said you started training with him. I mean, did you ever foresee you getting in the cage getting into fighting, or was it just, hey, hanging out with a superstar like Hector, and what'd you learn from him?
From Hector, I learned a lot of basics, and not just from that. When he met me, he knew. He was like, I know you would want to fight. Would you fight?" And I was like, "Yeah." I thought I would fight under him, to be honest. I thought he was in my head. I thought he was done with fighting, but thank God he started fighting again. I like that. But he said I was always nice. He said I was always good. At first I thought he was just being nice to me, but come to find out, I guess I can fight. But yeah, working with Hector it was unbelievable. When I walked into his gym, and he was training a few guys, and it was rolling the mats, and I was at work, but I had walked into the gym. He was just like, "Oh, you can come hit the mats." And I was just like, "Oh, I'm at work, but I just want to get your information to see." And ever since then, he was just like, "Oh, come through the gym, and I'm gonna treat you like family." And oh man, a huge guy. He is very huge, especially when
Scary.
you're going against him. It's super huge. But he showed me the basics, and I was hoping that I could continue with him. But at the same time, everybody has their path that they're on, and at least you're along on the ride with them, and just knowing to be able to get close with him from training with him and everything like that, and having some time where we just hang out, is unbelievable, for one. And two, you realize that they're like, fighters are very different when you meet them in person. Like, their characteristics and what they believe and how they carry themselves is very different from the cage, and it's very, very, it's a good feeling, honestly.
Awesome, man. That's it. That's pretty much all I had, man. I'm looking forward to getting you back into the cage, man. I'm very eager to get you back in the cage and see the rest of your skills, man. Because I know you got them in there, buddy.
I need to get back in there, man. I'm fiending.
Well, hopefully we'll get over this virus situation, and look forward to putting you in one of the cards, and pretty much it, man. Just keep yourself healthy, be safe out there, be safe with your family, and look forward to having you soon, man.
Yes, sir. Please just send me the date. Just send me
like Habib.
Yes, sir.
Send me location.
Yeah, send me the location.
yeah, Jimmy, so it's been great talking to you. And as Armando said, I know he's working tirelessly to try to get that date for you so he can get you back in that cage. And
Yes,
we're all looking forward to it. We're salivating just as bad as you are right now to try to get you and the others back in there. Really, all the fans just looking for any fighting right now. I just saw that Japan said they're going to start back a fight card. I think it's May 2nd. I think they said May 2nd.
Oh, wow.
So they're already, projecting on when they plan on beginning again. So I guess they're past their curve. And at this point, they're just waiting it out, and that's how it's going to go. But as far as here in the States, I mean, I'm seeing boxing matches that were scheduled for July 22nd that have been pushed off and canceled. So they're already thinking that's not even going to happen. So I don't know what that means for us yet, but it may end just as quickly as it starts. We all hope that's the case. And if
Yes.
so, then we can get a date a little sooner than later. And I know Armando would be right on top of that to try to get one of the first fight cards back in here just as soon as we possibly can. It's clear. So again, it's been great talking to you, great meeting with you. And we look forward to seeing you again. And good luck with the job. Try to stay safe.
Yes,
Wash
sir.
those hands. And safety to your family as well. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
All right, Jimmy,
guys.
be safe
See you
out there,
guys
buddy.
later.
Hey, see you.
Right. So once again, this was On the Rise, and we brought to you Jimmy Washington, our guest this evening, and Armando Gonzalez, Gerardo Ramos. On behalf of the both of them, I'm Mike Feinberg, your host, and we look forward to seeing you on next On the Rise. Have a great night.
Good night, guys.